from $16,000 to $32,000. In an exclusive interview with CVM News this afternoon, Dr. Holness said the plan is to reach the $32,000 per 40-hour work week by the end of the next term, should his party form the next government.
18,500 by the next budget. In terms of moving to 32, what's the timeline we're looking at?
Giovanni, before I answer your question, in 2016, would you ever conceive that the minimum wage would be $16,000? The answer is obviously no. But it happened, and it happened seamlessly because it was done in sync with the growth of the economy, and therefore there was no dislocation. We will continue to do this. So we signal what the new increase in the minimum wage will be at our next budget. And after that, we will make another signal and another signal. And the intention, yes, is to move towards doubling the minimum wage.
Okay. The timeline for that, from your perspective, just for clarity, what's the timeline you're looking at?
A timeline at the present is to have that done within the next term, possibly at the end of the next term.
Meanwhile, JLP Campaign Committee Chairman Dr. Christopher Tufton and Committee Member Kamina Johnson-Smith both commented on the ongoing debate surrounding the proposed minimum wage increase.
The point that is important to be made is that we have not advanced a proposal for doubling the minimum wage in isolation of the overarching government policy to advance variables towards improving productivity. And the fact that it is being phased is also, or should also be, comfort to those who may have some concerns about cost and whether it would impact their cost of operation, or indeed if it would impact employment levels. We believe it is doable, and we are resting our case on the fact that we have done it in the past.
I want to say in particular to persons who have said two things that I've seen on my social media. One has been, how can you offer teachers 0% and then increase the minimum wage? And our answer is, A, there is no 0% offer on the table. There is a negotiation on the way. There is an offer that has been made, and a negotiation is in process. And again, I want to revert to Minister Tufton's earlier reference, but maybe use different language or different references, that when we consider the increase in minimum wage and we think about households as well as the matter of business employers, we're very sensitive to the dynamics of that relationship, that is householders and home care. And we recognize, however, that if our policy as a government and if our thinking when we ask you to choose Jamaica is about improving the livelihood of everyone, I would also ask that we think about how we think, which is that wouldn't you want the people who take care of your children and who take care of their household, of your household, to also be able to take care of theirs?
Still on politics, the People's National Party is promising that if power is regained in the aftermath of the upcoming elections, students who need it will receive a consistent supply of hot meals at school. Kevin Black has more.
By 2 p.m., we will have a new PM.
When polling stations open their doors on Wednesday morning, it will signal to the nation the commencement of Election Day proceedings. The aftermath of this event will reveal to Jamaica whether the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, will retain power or the People's National Party, PNP, will regain it. In light of this, the PNP hosted its final press conference on Monday with the intention of clarifying some of the nation's concerns. According to PNP campaign spokesman Cleveland Tomlinson, the PNP has a vested interest in the educational sector, which he believes will be evident under the Golding-led administration.
We also want to remind you of our EASE program, ensuring adequate sustenance for education. And this is geared towards providing at least one hot meal per day for all students who need it. Send the child to school, and we will ensure that the adequate nutrition that is required for effective learning, for the teaching and learning process to be carried out effectively, is done.
Tomlinson also expressed confidence in his party's ability to finance the adjustment of the income tax threshold to $3.5 million.
A major proposal that we have made is the adjustment of the income tax threshold. We will relax the primary surplus in the budget, and we can do that. If you examine the 5th schedule of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, and you examine further the equation that is embedded in that section of the Act, which was put into law by the last PNP government to ensure a stable debt reduction trajectory.
PNP campaign spokesman Raymond Price highlighted that polls conducted recently tipped the scales of public favorability towards the PNP.
Which poll results show that the People's National Party are at least 3.1 percentage points ahead of our opponents. We believe that those events which have occurred after the last polls were conducted will also add to the bounds that is now being reflected.
The party continues to express confidence ahead of Wednesday's general election. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
And the Jamaica Labour Party is reaffirming its commitment to education as the new school year gets underway. At a media briefing Education Minister and member of the Jamaica Labour Party's campaign committee, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, detailed the party's plans contained in its recently launched Education Manifesto. Amoy Harriet tells us more.
Moving in their lines to your classes.
Students across the island return to school for orientation Monday, kick-starting the new academic year. Now, orientation is set to continue for the rest of the week, even as the country heads to the polls on Wednesday. Speaking at a JLP press conference on Monday, Education Minister and member of the JLP's campaign committee, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, confirmed that all schools have reported a smooth and successful reopening.
I was also very impressed, I must say, to see the number of men at orientation sessions today. Our fathers were out, especially at the primary level, and I had to comment on it because usually you see mostly mothers out. And I'm seeing that feeling of Jamaica really looking different than it did.
A difference that Dr. Morris-Dixon says the JLP wants to drive home even further. It's why, according to her, the party has established a separate manifesto that deals specifically with education.
In the manifesto, you see some innovations in relation to, for example, boys. We know that our girls are doing much better than our boys have done. And in the manifesto, we actually speak to that matter because we feel that we have to spend more time and be extremely creative and innovative in our approaches towards educating our boys. We can't be happy as a country if only half of our population is doing well academically.
Then there's another set of students, those with special needs, who are also desperate for some improvements.
We're also looking at new special needs departments in our school. One school today that had extra space, and we've been talking to them about how we're going to build out a new special needs department in that particular school and even have a diagnostic center there.
Now, teachers and staff, she said, won't be left out.
One of our commitments is to fixing the staff rooms. Our teachers have to be in an environment where they can really feel that they're respected and that they are comfortable. And so we're going to be embarking on a full staff room renovation project in addition to all of the other upgrades we're doing for our schools.
Amoy Harriet reporting for CVM News.
And with just 1 day to go before Jamaicans head to the polls, the campaign trail is buzzing with promises and pointed words. In St. Elizabeth Southwestern, the people of Retrieve became the focus of the People's National Party PNP as candidate Miranda Wellington and opposition leader Mark Golding sought to stir support and secure votes. Raymond Morrison has that story.
PNP supporters of St. Elizabeth in a frenzy as they receive a motivated PNP President Mark Golding into various farming communities such as Retrieve, located in terrain not that easy to traverse. Golding in making several stops to include the office housing the security forces, shops, bars, and greeting just about everyone, including the sick and the elderly. Pointing to the economic survival of the people, Golding said his administration would ensure better road infrastructure and conditions.
And we love the farming community and we want to do a lot for agriculture in this country. Of course, coming here I had to drive over the roads, and I know the road conditions are very bad and difficult. And we will work on that, Miranda, when we form government. More importantly even than that might be to connect the community to the main through the road that is not quite there, and so that you can retrieve more on the map, as a man tell me, because right now it's difficult, one way in, one way out, and you're quite high up, so it's not an easy place to visit unless you definitely want to come here.
Yes, I know that this is one of the most challenging places to come. Yes. And I know that you've been suffering long and hard for 10 long years. The candidate, I won't call him MP no longer, the candidate for the JLP have neglected this community. You are cut off from society, but I can assure you that every effort would be made to reconnect you back to society and Southwest and give you a proper road infrastructure to get to Retrieve.
Golding, in endorsing PNP candidate Miranda Wellington, appealed for strong support on Election Day as they seek to vote out the JLP's Floyd Green, who was first elected to the Parliament in February 2016 and is currently in his second term in the constituency of St. Elizabeth Southwestern.
She's a wonderful, energetic, loving, and talented young lady, a teacher by profession, somebody who has taught many of the people who are going to be voting for her on Wednesday. And I think that she will be a very important addition to Garden House because she is a warrior for the people. She's not afraid of nobody. She little, but she talawa.
It was our mission to ensure that the party leader come and meet every single one of you and let you know how important you are to a Southwest victory. I know that many of you are etched in my heart. Many of you and I have traveled the hills and the terrains of Retrieve together. We've partied together, we've played together, we play cricket together, we eat together, we enjoy life together. But now I ask of you one more favor. Give me the opportunity to represent you, and you will not regret what the People's National Party will do for this community.
For CVM News, I'm Damon Phillips.
Stay with us. There's more news to come after the break.